Mario Kart Double Dash has always been one of the less broken games in the franchise, as in, there aren't too many crazy exploitable glitches like in other games. For over a decade, the only time-saving glitch shortcut was a Waluigi Stadium respawn glitch that only saved a couple seconds. In the last few years, there's been a bit of a shortcut revolution, but still only 7 tracks have shortcuts, and 2 of those are only faster on fast lap attempts. However, a shocking discovery was just made that may have flipped this upside down. To begin, let's talk about how shortcuts work in this game. I would consider there to be 3 classifications of shortcuts: respawn shortcuts, out of bounds shortcuts, and moved finish line glitch shortcuts. Let's go over moved finish line glitch shortcuts first. These are exactly what they sound like, moving the finish line to a different location so that you don't have to drive as much around the course. These work by stacking a lap, then going backwards to enter the finish line checkpoint zone. Since you don't go all the way to the finish line, you start the lap further ahead, making you drive less and resulting in a faster lap. Only one of these has been proven to be humanly faster so far, on Luigi Circuit. Respawn shortcuts are like the one on Waluigi Stadium, where you simply respawn and it places you further along the track. This accounts for 2 shortcuts: Waluigi Stadium, of course, and Mushroom City, where you abuse the Bullet Blaster's bounciness to lift your cart up to this Lakitu zone, placing you on the upper portion of the track near the finish line. The most common type of shortcut is the out-of-bounds shortcut. These are different than respawn shortcuts, as they're a bit more complicated and require a few extra steps. A really good example of this would be on Mushroom Bridge. For this shortcut, you start by crossing the finish line while jumping out of bounds. This causes the game to respawn you behind the finish line. By going backwards, doing this precise jump from the bridge causes you to hit this key checkpoint and respawn you back on the track. From there, you can simply drive to the finish line, completing a lap. Double Dash speedrunners over the last few years have managed to find the perfect combination of finish line hops and bridge hops to get extremely fast times, going down to a 1-minute course time and a 4.4 second lap. Although the fast lap is believed to be maxed out, the course time certainly has some room for improvement, leading many to wonder, is a sub-minute time possible? Maybe, but we'll get back to that later. Unfortunately, there haven't been too many new shortcuts recently. The most recent time trial viable one was a slight improvement to the old Dry Dry Desert shortcut fast lap strategy, found in 2023. Before that, the most recent one was the Dino Dino Jungle moved finish line glitch in 2021, but this one still hasn't been done in time trials faster than the non-shortcut world record. However, there have certainly still been efforts to find new shortcuts. Many players, mainly iMathy, Electro TDS, and Cowguy, have been attempting to find new, unintended ways to go out of bounds on courses. These out of bounds can allow a lap to be stacked, making the aforementioned moved finish line glitch possible. To find one of these out of bounds, you have to do some abuse of the game's mechanics, whether that be exploiting height gained from items, being pushed through the ground by entities, getting the right angle off of certain slopes, or clipping through the floor completely. Let's focus on clipping through the floor for now. Now you may be wondering, wait, you can clip through the floor in this game? The answer is yes, but it's a bit complicated. I'm going to be showing this diagram from Cowguy and paraphrasing the explanation he gave. Imagine 2 identical falls, where the one on the right starts around 10 units lower. The first cart has bad spacing because there is a frame along the trajectory where it is inside the floor, so it bounces up again. The cart on the right has good spacing because the movement within the critical frame entirely passes the floor, so there's either no collision or little enough collision to let you clip. Basically, what needs to happen is that you need to be falling into the floor at such a speed and angle to where on one frame you're above the ground, and on the next frame you've fallen so fast and so far into the ground that it's too late for the game to force you back onto the track. It's really a matter of being at the right place at the right time. The advent of the floor clip, along with the other out-of-bounds methods, had led speedrunners to discover out-of-bounds glitches on every track in the game besides 2, Baby Park and Waluigi Stadium. If you've ever seen Baby Park, you know it's pretty simple, so that realistically only left Waluigi Stadium. One player, Electro TDS, was determined to change that. He originally used the barrel train, the game's best cart, to try to clip into this slope at the beginning of the course. He got pretty close but was unable to pull it off. He decided to put that off for now, and in the meantime, play some casual races with his brother. For these races, he decided to use the parade cart just for fun. Now, despite what the in-game cart stats suggest, this cart is not very good, as it's super bulky and wide, which makes it hard to navigate the course and drive well with. This cart didn't have any really useful applications, or so we thought. While playing, Electro noticed that when landing from being in the air, his car would sink much further into the ground. He took this revelation back to Waluigi Stadium, where he attempted to pull off the clip I mentioned earlier. He got close, way closer than with the barrel train, but still couldn't quite pull it off. In a move of desperation, he looked for other sloped spots on the track to try to clip into, when he decided to try the ending ramp. He doubted it would work until this happened. So yeah, Waluigi Stadium has an out of bounds now. This means three things. Baby Park is now the only track without an out of bounds glitch. There's at least some potential for a new Waluigi Stadium shortcut. And most importantly, the braid cart makes floor clips easier. Like, a lot easier. That evening, Electro would use the moon jump code to clip through these stairs on Daisy Cruiser to enter the lower portion of the track. This one is more of a proof of concept and hasn't been done humanly yet. About an hour later, though, Electro would find a new out of bounds on Yoshi Circuit, this time with no moon jump, meaning this clip could be done completely legitimately. And a mere 10 minutes later, another non-hacked clip would be found on Beach Beach. Remember how I said that the parade cart's bulky, wide frame made it more difficult to drive with? Well, that seems to make the cart much easier to clip out of bounds with. This new discovery reminded iMathy of an old theorized shortcut on Mushroom Bridge. It's been theorized that if you were somehow able to clip into this mushroom house, or the area surrounding it, you would fall out of bounds and hit the same latitude zone as the bridge jump from before. This would also give you the same respawn, and since you would have already hit the key checkpoint, you would be able to cross the finish line and count the lap. Electro and iMath would both make attempts at making a clip into the ground happen, and sure enough, just a few minutes later, Electro pulled this off. So, on top of all the other crazy things discovered, there is now a new shortcut. Keep in mind that all the discoveries from the Waluigi Stadium out of bounds to this were all in the same day. Now, this shortcut wouldn't be useful for the fast lap, obviously, as this track couldn't come close to a 4-second time. But this track didn't require any mushrooms, meaning it could be done on all 3 laps, and doing 3 sub-20 laps could get you a time under 1 minute. iMath would later affirm this, posting a save-stated run where this new shortcut was used all 3 laps, resulting in a 57-second course time and an 18.5-second last lap. If this shortcut was done 3 times in one run, it would almost certainly be a new shortcut world record and the first ever sub-minute Mushroom Bridge time. So how hard is this shortcut? Well, multiple runners have attempted this shortcut so far, and 3 have hit it in real-time runs. iMath, Electro, and Vooser. Since it's only been a couple days, and there hasn't been a consistent setup found yet, it's hard to gauge the exact difficulty of this shortcut, so let's do some educated guessing. iMathy, the world's best shortcut player, went live the other day for a little under 2 hours attempting the shortcut. During the stream, he hit the clip 10 times. Let's give a rough estimate of each attempt being 30 seconds. This tells us that iMath did about 222 attempts, putting his success rate at about 4.5%. For comparison, when Amny317 was attempting the Choco Mountain Weather Tanko, the success rate was a little over 4%, so this glitch is slightly easier. Assuming these odds are true, hitting this shortcut 3 times puts your odds at a little under 1 in 10,000. Although it's certainly not going to be easy, it's definitely possible. And who knows, maybe another track will get a new ultra shortcut thanks to these discoveries. But for now, we'll just have to wait and see.
So last night I went to bed, but before I went to bed, I sent my script to a couple people, and I was just like, "Hey, can you make sure this all my information is accurate, whatever." And then so I wake up this morning, and they said yeah, it's good. And then I wake up and I go to the Double Dash Discord, and look what Electro posted. Yeah. So Baby Park has an out of bounds now. It's not possible in time trials as far as we know. Because I don't know if you saw, but uses the chain chomp. But now every track in this game has a achievable out of bounds glitch. And so so the parade cart just completely breaks this game entirely. Just yeah. Update number 2. Second update. It takes me more than one day to make a video like this, believe it or not. And so I woke up this morning, and keep in mind that the old fast lap with this on this track was 55 seconds with a shortcut, and now it's 39 seconds.
Alright, so that about does it for this video. So, to sum everything up, basically, the parade cart is completely broken, and there's a new shortcut on Mushroom Bridge that is faster for shortcut time trial 3 laps. So that's pretty hype. A lot of interesting developments around the Double Dash scene lately. I would like to give a huge thank you to Electro, iMathy, and CalGuy for helping me out with this video. Couldn't really do it without them because they know so much more about this game's intricacies than I do. And um, I'll be linking all three of their channels in the description because those are like the big three of like new shortcut glitch discoveries in this game right now. And if there's a new discovery, then it'll probably be uploaded on one of their three channels. So I encourage you all to go subscribe to them because if there's something new, then it'll probably be on their channels. And I also encourage you to join the Mario Kart Double Dash Discord because that'll also be linked in the description. And there's two channels, Lab and Discussion, that will have a lot of information about new shortcuts and glitches and whatnot. So yeah, and if you enjoyed this video, you can also subscribe to me, and maybe drop a like, because I really enjoyed making this type of video, and if you guys enjoyed this video, then just liking or subscribing shows me that you guys enjoy this style of content, and which I really appreciate and makes me want to make more videos like this. So yeah, thank you all for watching. I will see you in the next one, and peace.